profit from that $100, 80% of the members renew every year. You want to have members. Anybody can do this. Even if you don't charge anything yet. It's just, oh, the reason I'm working with you is because I'm a member. And they're more receptive to everything that you're doing. So, membership program. Give you a few examples here. Okay, so Andy Wimberly is in Mississippi. And he never thought anyone would ever pay him a membership fee. But the last time I talked to him, he had 70 members paying him $10,000 a year to be in his program. And people said, what's your program? And he says, well, the first step is free. It's just a 90-minute starter session called Discovery Session. And I'm going to ask you the 3 most important questions you've ever been asked in your life. Well, what are the questions? He said, no, you got to come to the session and do it. So they come, he asks them these 3 questions. They're very powerful questions. Gets them thinking about things. And by the end of it, wow, that was amazing. He says, now, if you want to go in my program, it's $10,000 a year. And I've got 97 other questions I'm going to ask you over time. Not all in 1 year, but over time. Well, what are the questions? He said, well, I don't tell you unless you're a member. Oh my God. Okay, well, I got to be a member now. I want to do the other 1 questions. So they join up, and he asks them these questions. Every time they come in, they work on 1 or 2 of them. It's going to go on for years, right? Okay. And he says, I don't really get it. Like he said, in my old factory, I was the one who had to have all the answers. But in my new factory, I'm the one asking questions. They have to come up with their own answers. That's crazy. But that's what they want. So he spends his time figuring out the questions. And this is something that's going to happen in every industry, is that people who are the most valuable people, who make the most money, are the ones that will come up with the best questions. Who will we be asking the questions to? Artificial intelligence. So the only way to provide value in that world as a human is to ask really good questions. So you need to be in the question. It's a little aside, but this is why this is working. Right? Mark Hutton is a triathlete. So he created a membership program called the Core Conditioning Program. And he said, look, I bring all of my experience from being a triathlete, an Ironman, to financial services. And we're going to use the same principles to help you get in great shape with your money and your life and everything else, if you want to be a member. Otherwise, you can be a client. Oh, no, I want to be a member. He said this worked immediately. It's just like out of the box. He said everybody wanted to be a member. They all wanted to get in and capture their imagination. And he had them doing the program. So people wouldn't go anywhere else. They would say, look, if I go somewhere else, I'm being demoted from member to client. Right? So he's been able to bring his gourmet chef to the business now. Because he's bringing everything that he has there to what he's doing. Not leaving anything out. Frances Toller, she's got the Mountain Vision program. So she said, you can be a client, you can be a member. Mountain Vision program. What's that? Well, it's kind of like we go to the top of a mountain. She likes hiking, so we go to the top of a mountain, maybe for real, or just in our mind, and we look out at the big picture, and we see what the big picture is, and we can now see where you're headed. And that's what you need a Mountain Vision. And she called me the next day after we did this, and she said, I just talked to my first client, and they said, that's what I need, a Mountain Vision. And they were very excited about it. And then when they figured it out, they said, that's my Mountain Vision now. And they were all using that vocabulary. So oftentimes, these membership programs have a certain vocabulary that you're using. Just like when you go to Starbucks and you say, I'll have a grande, and you tell the barista that. They have a vocabulary. Right? You can have a vocabulary. So these are very simple things. You just have to have like the nerve, in a way, to try it, right? To try something different. Mark Landers, he's got the Simple Plan program. So his thing was, the biggest problem people have is their life's too complicated. So what I can do is help them make it simple. Simple Plan program. So it says, if you want to help you make your life simpler, not just your money, but your life, you can be a member of this program. He's got lots of members. And there they say, you're making our life a lot simpler. This is great. Less stress, less struggle. That's not a traditional value proposition, right? In your business. Dawn Gordon is one of my favorites. She called me up. She's from Las Vegas. She said, hey, listen, I bought this booth at the Academy Awards. It's the Academy Awards. She says, yeah, they have this place, this room, where all these movie stars come and they give them all this free stuff. I said, really? Yeah. She said, like fur coats and cars because they want the celebrities to use them, right? She says, well, what am I going to give them? I'm a financial advisor. And I said, give them a silver dollar wrapped in bubble wrap. But I don't know what's that mean. That's what I told her. I said, okay. So she went there, and George Clooney, the best story, he comes up to her, and she said, what do you got? No, I don't have a fur coat. It said, I've got this thing. And he says, what is this? It says, well, it's a silver dollar wrapped in bubble wrap. She said, because I specialize in working with celebrities, and I know their money's very fragile. So many celebrities lose all their money. Very expensive to be a celebrity. Don't always make millions of dollars. So I'm going to try to help you bubble wrap your money so you don't break it. I'm the bubble wrap lady. I have the celebrity bubble wrap program. Isn't that ridiculous? Okay? It wasn't. It was great. They loved it. They thought it was funny. They remembered it when she called them back. She was like the bubble wrap lady. They said, oh yeah, I'm on this fragile, come by. And they went, she got 7 celebrities as members right away. First year. People go, how did you get those people? I said, well, it's a secret. Okay? But I'm telling you this is. But for the most part, they wouldn't get it if she told them. Right? That would be ridiculous to do that. Now, one of the things in this marketplace, this is another thing about the new economy, the worst thing you can be is boring. Do not be boring. Nobody wants boring. We think boring, professional. Professional equals boring. Boring equals professional. No. Boring equals no business. You want to make it entertaining, something. Throw in some entertainment. I can't think of any politician or anything that's like that, but a certain amount of entertainment in there. It sort of works, I guess. But this is what works. So that's the way to think. It doesn't have to be outlandish. And Richard Harvey, this is one of the more popular ones, he's got something called the bucket list program. So he tells people, he says, listen, you come and see me the first time, I'm not going to ask you about money or anything like that. We're just going to work on your bucket list. We're going to work on that. And at the end of that, if you want to be in my bucket list program, it's $1,500 a year, and I will help you work on your bucket list. And we'll have to figure out the money and that sort of thing, but it'll really be about what you have on your bucket list. This has worked great. Okay? Like he gets, lots of people want to come and have the meeting because it sounds fun. He's not trying to get their money. He's interested in who they are. And the bucket list program sounds good, and he's getting the $1,500. And then what happens is, because they paid that money, they're just more likely to buy everything because they don't want to waste the $1,500. Just like at Costco or at Amazon. Okay? So he's got like a truck in PEI with a bucket on the back, and he drives around with his truck. And all the other advisors go, well, that's not very professional. And he's going, I love it when they say that because they're boring, and I'm not, and everybody knows me, and I'm getting all these clients and members. So he's got the bucket list thing.
Does he have lobster in it?
What's that? Well, actually, yeah. Now we're mixing the metaphors now. But a good question. It's all about lobster. Right? Okay. So that's just some examples to kind of get you thinking about what you might do. Right? Now you don't want to copy them. You can use some of the things they're doing, but you want to think about what's my thing? What is our thing? What's our gourmet meal? What's our unique gourmet chef thing that we're going to put out there? You're all gourmet chefs. But most of you are going to work every day to sell hot dogs. That's not really that exciting. Right? It's your chance. So anyway, it worked for me because I sold the lobsters. How did I do it? How many of you still want to know? You want to leave now? Maybe I'm running out of time. All right, so what happened was, is that, remember I was in last place because I was just trying to push the lobster. Hey, you want to have lobster as your steak? And it just annoyed people, right? They were like, oh my God, you know, some guy trying to push a lobster on me. Even if they wanted one, they said no. And it was just so annoying, right? That's what the managers were telling me to do. And just ask them, just be pushy. You know, like, it's not working. That's last place. Okay. So I took the issue in hand and I changed it up. Now, the thing was, I didn't have a lot of control here. I couldn't change the keg, big corporation. I'm not going to change that. I could change the name of the company or something. I couldn't change the steak or the lobster or even the price of it. All I could do was change the story that I told, what I said. I thought, okay, have that in my mouth. So I went up to the table and I said, well, you have a choice tonight. You can have the basic steak or you can have our special. And I would kind of pause. And they said, well, what's the special? I said, well, it's a steak and lobster. So what do you want to have? Do you want to have the basic or the special? Well, we'll have the special. Special. Everybody at the table is having a special. Special. 1,400 lobsters later. Now, good thing was I wasn't being pushy anymore. I didn't have to be. I was just giving them information, right? This is what your choice is. Basic, special. Now, the question is, why did it work? And why it worked has profound implications for what you're doing, okay? So the first thing is that, well, if somebody orders the basic, what are they? They're basic. They're a basic person. I'm a basic person. I'm basic. Okay. They ordered the special, what are they? I'm special. Okay? So I can be basic or special. I want to be special. So they ordered the special. So here's the first clue about marketing. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about how they feel, about who they are. How do you make people feel? You make them feel basic or do you make them feel special? Right? You make them feel special, you're going to go out of town. They make them feel basic, make you feel so great. Okay? So they want to feel special. It's all about them. The second thing, now, this is a good part, that let's say you're taking somebody out on a date. Okay? And you ask them out, so you're paying for the date, right? Obviously. Believe me, that's the only way you're going to do it. You're going to pay for the date. And then the waiter says, well, you want to have the basic or special? And you say, yeah, we're just having a basic date. It's not a basic date. It's not a basic. Well, that date isn't going to work out very well. That's not going to go well. Okay, that's going to be bad. But no, we're having a special date. That date's going to work out much better. Good one. Okay? So you're going to do that. Or let's say you're having a birthday party for your 8-year-old kid.